Hey everybody, Shane here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, getting the Off to Market achievement. This one's going to best be done in private games. You're going to want to do this from the victim's side. This achievement is to perform every single type of escape on the Slaughterhouse map. Now, unlike the other two maps and their achievements, this particular map only has 4 forms of escape that we need to rattle down. So make sure you get into the game. We're going to leave our spawn and we're going to meet up with the Leatherface player by their spawn. So make sure you head towards the middle of the map. The room you are looking for is going to be the Leatherface lair. Now, once you get here and rendezvous with the Leatherface player, there isn't going to be a convenient basement door we can use in this room, so we're going to actually head on over to the next room, which is going to be the bone room. It's going to be through this specific door. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure you wrap around this hallway, and then you should be able to enter the middle of the room right through here, and this is going to be where the basement door that we're going to use to coordinate all of our escapes is going to be. So once you get a fix on where the door is, you're going to want to try to wake up Grandpa, so make sure you look for a bone curtain that you can run through over and over, or you can find a door to just slam open and shut repeatedly. Either one's going to make a ton of noise, and once you do make a ton of noise, Grandpa should wake up. Once Grandpa has woken up, make sure you bring the Leatherface over. You are going to have them unlock the basement door for you, which is going to allow you to head up to the surface, and then we can navigate our escape from here. So we're going to go for the easiest yet furthest form of escape first, which is going to be the car battery escape. So this is going to require us to leave the holding pen, and then we're going to navigate through the annoying main feature of the exterior part of the map, which is going to be the cattle chute. So just make sure you zigzag your way through all of this fencing right here. Your goal is to get to where the buildings are, so just make sure you keep fidgeting your way through this maze, and then eventually you should get to this part right here. Once you see the blue shipping container, that's going to be where you need to get going. You're going to go to the building that's going to be off to the left right here. Look for the tree and the water tower in case you get lost. Once you are over here, you also need to make sure you have the Leatherface player navigate their way over here, which is equally as annoying. But they're going to unlock the door for you, which is going to allow you to get into this building. So make sure you take care of that. And then once you are in here, you should be in the main slaughterhouse. You're going to hang a left and then wrap around this hallway right here. You're going to stay in the hallway, even if there is a barricade in here, and then we're going to go down this corridor. Make sure you don't deviate and go into any of the rooms. It's very easy to get lost here. There's going to be another locked door once you get to the end of the corridor. Make sure you bring the Leatherface player over here, and then they can unlock the door for us, and then we should be able to exit out into the loading dock area, and this is going to be where the car battery exit is going to be. So we're going to make our way down here to where all the cars are. We're going to look for the gate, which is going to be right over here. There should be a cable attached to the gate. Make sure you follow that cable to a car, and whatever car it's going to be attached to should have a car battery in it. Go up to the car battery, hold the X button to turn off the electricity. That's going to disable the electricity at the gate, and that's going to allow us to pass on through safely. Now, the final gate, of course, is also going to be locked, so make sure you bring the Leatherface player over. They can unlock it for us, and then that's going to allow us to have a clean getaway. So make sure you take care of that, bring them up, make sure you get that gate popped open, and then slide on through, and that should take care of our first escape. And then we can move on to the next one. Alright, escape number 2, we're going for the Fusebox escape. So make sure you leave your spawn and make sure you head towards the Leatherface lair. Thankfully, the Fusebox exit is going to be right next to where we normally set up in the bone room. So make sure you navigate over there as we normally would. Make sure once you say hi to Leatherface, you go through that same door that we would take to get into the bone room. And then make sure you wrap around that same hallway. And as you make this turn right here, you should notice the Fusebox escape is going to be right there, so make sure you do take note of that. Make sure you do the thing where you make a ton of noise to wake up Grandpa. Once he's woken up, make sure you bring the Leatherface player over, have them unlock the basement door, and then both of you can head up to the surface. Once you are up here, we're going to need to leave the holding pen again, so make sure you just zip around here and then get into the middle maze of the map that is the cattle chute. And then we're going to need to look for the fuse. So once you get to the main corridor of the cattle chute right here, you're going to take a right, and then you're going to go straight down. You're going to keep going until you get to a big building. So once you get to the foot of said building, you're going to have a gate right here. Before you open that up, you are going to want to take a quick right. That's going to take you into this little workshop area. There should be a blue box here. Make sure you try to pull a lockpick out of this and then hold on to it, as we are going to need this later on to open up the fuse box. Then open up that gate and then make sure you get to the front entrance of this building. The front entrance is going to have a locked door, unfortunately, so make sure you bring the Leatherface player over and then unlock it for us. We don't want to waste our lockpick on this door. And then we're going to head on inside. More likely than not, the fuse is going to be located somewhere in this building. You're going to want to try to check this room right here with the giant tub. One of the fuse spawn locations is going to be right next to the tub on the wall right here. So make sure you check that spot and then make sure you grab the fuse. Of course, the fuse box location is going to be highlighted for you. Generally, it's going to be somewhere in the courtyard, which is going to be off to our right here. So we are going to have to navigate our way over there. So make sure you do mind the obstacles that come along the way, but make your way into the courtyard. Once you are there, more likely than not, it's going to be attached to one of the buildings. So go up to it and then make sure you hold the X button in order to open up the panel. This is going to eat up your lockpick. And then once you get it open, you should be able to slot the fuse with the X button. Once you slot the fuse, hit the X button again, and then you're going to do the little puzzle in order to try to repair it. It's going to be your typical match the shapes and solve the math equation type of puzzles. So make sure you just match the shapes up and make sure the numbers on said shapes are going to add up to the amperage that is going to be displayed. And you are going to have to do that for both rows. Once you pull it off, you should be able to repair the fuse box, which is going to get the fuse box exit opened up in the basement. Now we're going to need to quickly make it there, as we are going to be on a timer. So make sure you quickly navigate all the way back to the basement. It's going to be a very long walk, so make sure you don't get sidetracked along the way. So just make sure you backtrack the way you came. Once you get back to that annoying maze, just make sure you try to look for this particular building right here. So get into the building, which is going to be the holding pen, and then make sure you try to navigate to the back left corner. And then once you are able to get there, you should be able to find the stairwell and then take this back down into the bone room. Once we are here, we're going to go into that hallway. So it's going to be up this small staircase and then a sharp left. And then we should be able to just make it in the nick of time, punch it through, and then the fuse box exit should be yours for the taking. All right, on to the third escape, which is going to be our second to last one. Make sure you leave your spawn room, navigate over to the Leatherface spawn, then make sure both of you make it into the bone room. Make sure you make a ton of noise to wake up Grandpa. Once Grandpa has woken up, have the Leatherface player unlock the basement door, and then make sure you leave the basement into the holding pen. Once you are at the holding pen, we're going to be going for the pressure valve escape. So we're going to be on the lookout for the pressure valve itself. So it's most likely going to be located at the front of the building from the car battery escape. So we are going to have to navigate through the maze that is the cattle chute. So make sure you try your best to fidget your way through here. Again, once you notice the blue shipping container, you should be golden. Make sure you cross that barrier and then get to the front of that building slightly to the left. You're going to want to look to the right of the door. There's most likely going to be this pump right here. Grab the pressure valve off if it is here, and then you are going to then have the location of the pressure tank revealed to you. So make sure you look for it. It's most likely going to be back over where the holding pen is going to be. So we're going to have to navigate our way back through the maze, so try to deal with that. And then we're going to get all the way back to that little area between the holding pen and then the building that's going to be off to its side. And then we're going to need to slot the valve, and then we're going to need to mash that X button in order to crank it. That should cause the opposite pressure tank to overload, which is going to basically open up the gate that it's going to correspond to. So make sure you navigate your way over there. Unfortunately, it's not going to have its location revealed to you, but it is going to be in a fixed location. So if you know where it is, you should be able to navigate your way towards it. It is always going to be located in the courtyard area. So to get there, make sure you go around the maze and then cut through the tool storage. Once you are here, you're going to need to get on the opposite side of this fence, which should put you in the courtyard. If you need help navigating, just look for the windmill. That's going to be the best landmark you can use. And behind said windmill is going to be the pressure tank alongside its corresponding gate. So do remember, after you overload the tank, it is going to open on a timer. So if you get here early, you are going to have to wait for it. So just make sure you be patient, and then eventually, once the thing is fully overloaded, you should be able to have the gate open, and then you should be able to crawl on out, and that's going to be another escape in the bag. And that should leave us with just one more to go. So last one up to bat is going to be escape number 4. Same deal as the other ones. Make sure you leave your spawn, meet up with the Leatherface player by their spawn. Make sure you get into the bone room, make a ton of noise, wake up Grandpa. Once he's woken up, make sure you have the Leatherface player come in to unlock the basement door. Once it's unlocked, both of you can head up to the surface, and then we can work on the last escape, which is going to be the generator escape. So once you get out of the holding pen, you are going to want to take a right once you get to the main corridor of the cattle chute. We're going to go to that same building that we tried to look for the fuse for earlier. So just head straight down, and then once we get here, we're just going to go straight for that gate. So just make sure you open it and then get to the front of the building. Of course, we are going to need to bring the Leatherface player over in order to unlock the door for us so we can get into the facility. So make sure you do that. Once you get inside, you are going to have to navigate completely through this building so you end up on the other side. The quickest way to get there is from the main door. You want to make sure you take a right into this door. It's going to put you in this really overgrown room. You're going to follow it, and then you're going to take a left. Go across the room, and then you're going to get into this door right here. That's going to be the office door. Go through here, and then you're going to get to this locked door. Bring the Leatherface player over, and then make sure you have them unlock the door for you. And then that's going to put you right out here into the front parking lot. Once you are out here, you're going to want to try to look for the exit gate. It's going to be all the way over here, and it's going to be another electrified exit gate. Once you notice that, make sure you follow the cable. Instead of being attached to a car battery, this one's always going to be attached to a generator. Make sure you go up to the generator, hold that X button in order to turn it off, and that's going to turn off the electricity, which is going to allow us to make it across safely. The gate is also going to be locked, so you are going to definitely want to have the Leatherface player come up and then unlock it for you, and then you should be able to pass on through safely. Now, unlike the other two maps, there's only going to be one way out of the generator escape, so make sure you do take advantage of that, and that's going to be why there's only 4 different forms of escape on this map. But this is going to be the 4th and final one. Once we take care of it, we should be good for the achievement. There it is, 10 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.